I would like to go on record and just say that I have more than one pair of cream-colored sweatpants.
Oh, that's true.
I'm worried. I don't know, but I'm worried that in the past few videos, I've been wearing what looks like the same pair of pants.
Uh-huh.
I do wash them, and I have more than one pair.
You do. And you have more than one pair of gray. You also wear a lot of gray sweatpants.
Send help. She hasn't changed me in months.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
It's time
To talk
about
our lives.
Welcome back to Monday Grub Bag.
Monday Grub Bag.
Today I'm going to have to stay very still because I am blocking perfectly the reflection of our light.
We've placed Hannah strategically.
Yeah, so if I look a little stiff, it's because
That's because she just had her very first spinal fusion.
God.
She wanted to be more like me.
Uh-huh.
Monday Grub Bag is a series where we answer all of your most burning questions about us and our deep, dark history.
Yes, and we get those questions from the comment sections of these videos, so if you would like to ask a question, maybe we'll answer yours next week.
We have some fiery ones this week.
We do.
We're gonna create some fun stories.
Yep. Should we begin?
Let's begin.
Oh, Chloe's here. You can just look at the top of her head. I know Chloe. Chloe's not a fan of our new lights, so she's feeling a little uneasy.
But you know who is a fan of red lights? Me.
Yeah, we love them.
Look at this contrast.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
What was the biggest argument or fight you've ever had with your siblings? So that's a tricky one for me to answer because I'm really far apart in age with my siblings. My oldest brother is 20 years older than me, and then my younger older brother is 13 years older than me. So by the time I was born, my oldest brother was in college.
You were having like big blowout fights with him as a 1-year-old?
And now we live close together and like see each other all the time, but I didn't see him a ton growing up. So we didn't have like arguments. But my other brother, who was still at home for my youth, and then he went to college near where I was, and I saw him a lot growing up. We had some arguments, but they weren't, like typical sibling arguments because he was so much older than me.
Yeah. Do you remember any that stand out?
I remember getting upset a lot. Like he would tease me too much, and I would always run to my mom and be like, he was mean to me or whatever.
Because he was in his 20s and you were like 8.
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So you were probably pestering him.
I was such a
all
pest.
the time.
I was so pesty. So I do remember one incident where I was probably like 10 and he was 23, or like maybe I was 8 and he was like 21. I have no idea. But I do remember that we were eating dinner and I, for some reason, was taking the food off of his plate. It was like French fries
This is exactly how I imagined you as a child.
Like, I don't understand why I didn't just have, maybe like we got takeout and I didn't ask for fries. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was taking what I think was French fries off of his plate and he kept being like, stop, like I want those, do not take my French fries. And I kept taking them. And at one point he was like, if you take another French fry, I will stab you in the hand with my fork. I'm not kidding, do not take another French fry. And I, of course, was like, And I went to take another French fry, and he stabbed me in the hand with a fork.
Oh.
But it didn't, like...
Did it draw blood?
No, I don't think it even draw. But can you imagine my reaction? Like,
You probably... You were the biggest victim that had ever lived.
And my parents were like, you are being so annoying. And I was like, ah! So,
That's
poor
funny.
him.
Oh, man. My story, oddly, also involves physical harm.
Oh.
And it also involves food. So we might have been similar, although I was significantly older than you in this fight with my brother.
And you were the older sibling.
So I have a younger brother who's 3 years younger than me, Andrew. And Andrew, I'm about to throw you under the bus so hard. So this happened maybe 7 years ago. I would have been 23, 4.
Really?
I think,
It was that recent?
Yeah.
I knew you?
No.
I knew you when you were 23.
It was like a year... Oh, well then 21.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Oh,
it was like a year or two before I knew you.
I thought you were like 16.
Nope, we were pretty old.
Okay.
So let's say I was 21.
Okay.
And Andrew would have been
18, 17, 18.
Yeah, because Andrew was like a senior in high school.
Okay.
And it was summer, and Andrew was working a summer job at a tape factory. That's not really important, but just like he would get up at like 6 a.m. and go make tape all day.
And then he came home tired.
And then come home tired at like 3, 4 and just like crash.
Yes, that's important to the story.
So it was also around the time when he had his license now, he could drive, and he was occasionally buying his own food at grocery stores because he was a growing 18-year-old boy. And he wanted to eat a lot more than my mom wanted to buy.
Or maybe like different kinds of foods too.
Yeah. So on this day, Andrew was at work, and I was at home working probably with Sarah and my cousin Sarah. And for lunch, I decided to open a frozen bag of chicken fingers that my brother had purchased. Now, I'm small. I don't eat very much. I probably made 1 or 2 of the 30 that were in that bag. So I had my lunch. Andrew comes home from work, and he's tired and not in a great mood. And he goes in the freezer, and he closes the freezer and looks at me. I'm sitting 10 feet away, and he says, "Who opened my chicken fingers?" And I just had to laugh. I was like, I had them, And he was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah."
And I can only imagine that look that you got on your face that I hate. You probably had that mocking, don't be so sensitive little grin.
I don't know if I did at first, but the angrier Andrew got,
the more you would laugh.
The funnier I thought it was, because it was about chicken fingers.
I'm on Andrew's team.
And I knew that there were 28 more in there. There was no way he was about to eat all of them. But I understand that having your food that you bought, now in retrospect, I understand why that was annoying.
Well, it was probably an overreaction, but I'm just saying that I have been in those shoes where you are mocking someone's emotional reaction to something, and it makes that it's no longer about chicken fingers, and now it's just your face is so frustrating.
I was certainly, I admit, I was in the wrong. Andrew, as you'll hear, Andrew was also about to be in the wrong. But so I'm kind of messing with him and being really annoying about it, and just saying things like, "Wow, you're probably gonna have to run out and buy more right now because I ate so many, huh?" And he was getting angrier and angrier, and at one point he turns with a chicken finger, a frozen chicken finger, in his hand. And now my brother was a baseball player, and he, with all of his might, whips the chicken finger in my direction. Now he says that he meant to just freak me out.
Yeah, throw it near you.
Throw it at the wall behind me and scare me, whatever. He missed, sort of, but the chicken finger hit my wrist bone, which, as you see, is not a lot of protection. And it was the most painful thing maybe that I've ever felt.
Oh my God.
Or close to it. And I lost it. I was like, "You are really going to hurt me over a little chicken finger with a chicken finger?" But I didn't believe it. And he stormed out. I was like, "I'm done with you. I cannot believe you would do that." And we didn't talk for probably 2 days.
Oh my God.
We were angry.
Wow.
And eventually we made up. He apologized. I apologized. But yeah, that was the biggest fight I've ever been in with him.
Wow. Well, moving on from that, shall we?
Childhood? I guess it wasn't childhood. Earlier life was weird.
What were some of your favorite past Halloween costumes? Do you have pictures? Have you ever done a couple's costume together?
We've never done a couple's costume.
No.
Almost every year we talk about doing it.
Yeah.
And then time seems to pass in the blink of an eye, and we never get to it.
Oh, sorry. And 2 years ago, we bought our couple's costume and just didn't ever put it on.
What did we get?
It was Ariel and King Triton or whatever.
Right. That was when I tried to buy you a Triton.
A Trident.
A Trident, and it was way smaller.
It was a toy. Yeah, we thought it was full. It was a whole thing. I don't know.
Anyway, no, but we do have some photos from childhood costumes, which we can show you here.
Shane he has a lot of costume photos.
I have a lot. I don't know why. It was the only time my family took photos, I think. Arr!
Wow, is that you as a pirate?
Here I am as a pirate.
Oh boy.
Look at my little mustache.
Really cute.
I
This one's pretty good though, hippie.
went all out.
And you're giving an all out to your peace sign too, even though it's a little.
Even though I can't really raise my fingers, but I'm going for it. My mom also made those pants, which I love.
Oh.
And I kept them for so long, even though they stopped fitting me
And you were
after a
like,
while.
I'm gonna wear these again.
I was like, maybe there will come a day when I need hippie pants. Here's a terrifying one of Hannah.
That's me as a dead bride.
Yeah, this is the dress that she wore at her wedding.
Good one, Shane. I also dressed up as an old lady once. I remember
Did you?
that, but I don't know if I have a photo. I'll look for photos of me in costumes. And then the only other thing I wore as a child, it was like literally those two. And then I had a witch costume. It was just like a purple and black dress and a purple hat, like in black hat.
Uh-huh.
And I wore it every single year for like 11 years in a row. And it started out being like ankle length, and it ended up being that I had to wear pants with it because it got so short.
Your neighbors that you trick or treat with, they're like, Hannah, you can't keep doing this every year, huh?
I loved my costume. I was like, you know what? You find a winner, you stick with it. So.
That's so your personality.
All right. Next question. How did you decide on whether it would be Shane relocating to Minnesota or Hannah relocating to Pennsylvania?
I begged Hannah to move to Pennsylvania, and no matter what I said, she refused.
I said I will not live in that godforsaken state. No, it's because I was still in college when we moved in together, and so it was either like I had to transfer schools, which I really didn't want to do,
No.
or Shane could just move to here, and then we just stayed, and
Yep.
that's about it.
And it was tough, like, saying goodbye to my family and friends and stuff, but we found ways to maintain
Yeah.
contact. But yeah, it just made a lot more sense for me to move out here.
Yeah.
I was not tied to anything other than family.
Yeah.
But my job, I could work from anywhere, so
Yep.
it made sense. And I love Minnesota. I
Aw.
made fun of the weather, but I really do love it here.
Yeah.
Because you're here.
Aww. Okay, Shane, what is your physical therapy / exercise / stretching routine?
I feel like did my mom message this as a fake account, just kind of like reminding me. It's bad. It's none.
Your neurologist submitted the question.
Yeah.
How's it going, Shane?
My last PT was like, hey, bud. No, I don't really do much right now beyond here and there when I'm feeling like tight.
Yeah.
I'll have Hannah move me around, which sounds really weird.
To help you
Just
stretch.
swing me from my ankles. But I don't do anything formally or in a routine, and I know I should. It's very good to keep your muscles loose.
Yeah.
I just can't find the time in the day.
Yeah.
And when I do find the time, I'm lacking the willpower.
There's just other things you would want to be doing always.
I'm a bad human. I get it. I'm
No.
not good.
No, it's okay. All right, last question. What is your favorite thing to do separately without each other?
You should probably say mine.
Is
And
it
I
like
should probably
watching
say
football
yours.
or something?
Oh, that's close, but I was going to say read.
Oh yeah, reading.
Yeah.
I think for me it's either play video games or like go shopping, I guess, because like you don't always want to go
Yeah.
and like wait for me to try stuff on. So
And when she says shopping, she means try stuff on but not buy anything. And that's why I don't like it, because after like 5 outfits,
Yeah.
I'm like, get one. Just get
Yeah.
one. Well, make a decision.
and that's why I don't like shopping with Shane. He's like, that fits, just buy it, and I'm like, but I don't love it.
You said
wanna
you
try
liked it.
something
You
else.
like it.
He doesn't get it.
And then she's like, maybe I'll walk to another store, and then like, if I still like the idea of it, I'll come back.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're gonna be here all day. Well, just put me out in the car, all the way out there.
So yeah, probably shopping separately.
Yeah, and I love to read, so that's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Or football. I do watch a lot of sports.
Yeah, well right now that's like what's on my mind because it's football season and
Yeah.
Shane is very consumed.
There's like 3 days a week right now where Hannah just gets left.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing that can be done. All right, everyone. That's it for Monday Joe Bag.
Yep.
We'll see you soon.
See ya.